Hello and welcome to the APTA Grand Prix Tour presented by our national sponsors Viking and Lyon. We are live at the Philadelphia Cricket Club on the APTA network presented by eNet Live. I'm Jerry Vion along with Mark Fischel, and we're about to see the women's quarterfinals between Lyon, who is from the area, so we're streaming a local team, and Charlotte Sikora. Charlotte is a teaching professional. Actually, she's the director of racket sports at the Radley Run Country Club, and Lyon is a veterinarian. And Mark, she's just opened her own practice, so we'll talk a little bit about that as we get into the match.
I should have brought my cats.
Very exciting time, and they are up against the number 2 seeds, Hanisch, who is the teaching professional at the Westchester Country Club in New York, and Annika van Starrenburg, who is also out of New York, and that team won the national championships here in Philadelphia, so they have a very, very sweet spot in their heart for this area, as they won the national championships in 2017. So we're watching the players warm up. Mark, why don't you run us through the style of play?
Well, Lyon, who is still in the deuce court in the white cover, is really an old school paddle player, very smart, very patient, will lob the ball, attempt to get the opponents off the net and set up her partner, Charlotte Sikora. And Charlotte is endemic of a lot of the young women that are playing the game these days. She's an explosive talent. She hits the ball off of both wings. She hits the ball very heavy. She's very aggressive. I mean, she's someone to look out for in the future. And they're going to be playing against Annika van Starrenburg, who's in the deuce court now but plays the ad side. Annika drives the ball extremely well off the deck off of both sides, although she prefers her backhand. And she's playing with Hanisch, who's going to be on the deuce court. And, you know, they both play close to the baseline. They like taking time away from their opponents. They like the block lob. And they lost in they've been in the finals of the last 2 nationals. So they're obviously a very successful, very talented team.
Right, so let's take a look at the draw. They're in the top half here.
So the winner of this match looks like they're likely to play Gio and Molenveld, although they've got to play Castagna and Morgan, who are a good team, in what would be a rematch from last week at Patterson.
All right, so the players are warming up. It's a little bit windy. We've got the tail end of that hurricane that came through with the heavy rain. It looks like is out of here, but there is a little bit of a wind factor here. Not sure if that's going to affect their lobbing. But Mark, I'm really looking forward to this match. So like you pointed out just now, we've got 3 rackets professionals there that are hitting a big ball off of both wings, a lot of speed, but what Lyon brings to her team is a savviness, a court awareness. She holds the ball. She can really disguise her shots. She'll see it. And she lobs really well, and she will not quit. She reminds me a little bit of Cynthia Dardis that way. It's like she's going to get a lot of balls thrown at her. They're going to test her foot speed. But she's going to mentally, she's in there. She will barrel down. And
they played a terrific match here in February at our last Grand Prix against the Nika Molenveld. They ended up losing like 2-6. Real tight second set tiebreak. It's fun to watch. I don't know if the sun's going to be much of an issue for the players, Jerry, but it's certainly going to be for the announcers.
And then we can go. Ladies and gentlemen, this quarterfinal match is best of 3 sets with tie breaks. To my left from Stamford, Connecticut, Florentina Hanisch, her partner in the ad court from Bedford Corners, New York, Annika van Starrenburg. To my right from Berwyn, PA, Lyon, her partner in the ad court from Chesterbrook, PA, Charlotte Sikora. Hanisch van Starrenburg won the toss, has selected to receive.
And that is John Benbrook, who is our umpire.
Yeah, I got 3.
He is from the Picket Post Club here.
You might have to remind me. There's so much to do.
He's chatting with the players, which is very nice. He's like figuring out all the things he has to do. He's like, oh my God, I got to call the score. I got to point this way. I got to know. But the players really do enjoy having an umpire up there. It takes all the pressure off of them.
Okay, it looks like Lyon is going to serve first. Sun was definitely an issue in our morning match. It looks to be less of a problem now. It's more overhead.
All right, here we go.
Love.
I expect a pretty fast-paced match here, Mark.
3 of the 4 players want to play fast. Hanisch and Starrenburg play so many balls off the deck, and their court position is so aggressive. Both right up on the baseline. And Starrenburg especially really likes to drive that ball off the deck.
Lyon smartly gave up the net there. Nice touch by Annika van Starrenburg, but you saw that overhead came off hard and high off the back screen. Van Starrenburg was going to thump it, so Kui got off the court.
And Sikora's really got to watch those overheads because you can't hit that hard ball off the back wire. That just plays right into what Van Starrenburg likes to do. Her backhand's clearly her best shot. They're switching at the net to get the Sikora overhead in the middle. She misses wide there.
30 all.
I always feel like those first couple of games are so important, Jerry, to get the nerves out.
Yeah.
Start playing more freely. We saw it with Molenveld and Guillot earlier. They just didn't get comfortable till late in the match. There's that great backhand from Van Starrenburg. Good swing from Hanisch. That's her ball.
40-30.
So important in the early stages of the game to aim higher over the net. Oof. And that's what Annika van Starrenburg does best. She takes that short down up overhead and pounces, and she comes in right behind it.
A couple of poorly placed overheads from Lyon Sikora. And Hanisch van Starrenburg have taken advantage. That's a much better overhead.
There you go. Just a little bit of impatience there, but that's
game. Hanisch van Starrenburg.
That's what happens in those first few games. A little bit edgy.
1-0.
Well, it's always interesting to me who's willing to wait longer. I always like to find that out early in a match. You willing to hit 10, 15, 20 soft overheads to the middle if the other team's going to lob? And there you saw Sikora kind of lose her patience relatively early in the point.
Floor Hanisch is going to serve first. Kui likes to hit that returner serve from a high point of contact. She goes high to low, and you'll see Sikora come in behind it. So they also have that same blitz play.
30, love.
That was a tough ball to drive, short but low enough in the court.
Okay, so watch Kui Lyon set up here on the returner serve. And And that's a shot that Annika van
40
Starrenburg
love.
has been working on a lot. We can actually get a replay on that. If you can get our producers to grab that shot, we'll show it at the end of this game. You can see how she really slashed under the ball and got that ball to drop.
Both Berentanika
Game, Hanisch.
and Delmonico Gebbia off to an early
Starrenburg.
start,
They
sub
lead
1 love
first
in their
set,
respective
2
matches.
games to love.
But 4 great quarterfinals going on at the same time, Jerry.
Yeah, but why don't you read them off, Mark? Let everybody know.
So obviously we have this match. We have Castagna Morgan against Guillaume Molenveld. We have Cruz Warner versus Delmonico Gebbia. And Berentanika versus Darda Shea.
$15 love.
This is an important hold for Charlotte Sikora here.
$30 love. $40 love.
And when you're looking for an important hold, this is how you like it when your opponent returns this way. Good
Game,
swing by
Lyon,
Hanisch,
Sikora.
catches the top of the tape. And it's
Hanisch
2-1
von
first
Starrenburg
set.
Let's take a look at that overhead
games to 1.
slash that Annika van Starrenburg hit before. See
What does
that
she
ball
look like
just
there, Jerry?
hit and broke to the right. Really has worked hard on that.
Okay, Annika van Starrenburg to serve. And there's that heavy ball you see from Charlotte
Love
Sikora.
15.
Ball just jumps off her paddle.
You really have to have soft hands on that volley to absorb the pace, and look like Hanisch tightened the grip.
That's got to be one of the heaviest balls in the women's game.
And Lyon is going to hit those well-placed lobs, hoping to get the ball
15-15.
back short. She'll step in and hit the ball, but she's really, her whole focus is really to set up her partner.
$30-15. $30
And Starrenburg's serve is much improved this year. She worked at it hard over the summer and is really serving much better. A lot more pace and spin.
$40-30.
I expect to see them doing a lot of different things against Sikora, I formation, staying back.
Good cover by Lyon there.
Deuce.
Ooh,
There
good
it's a
quiet
leak
hands
off
by Van
Vest.
Starrenburg there. Caught the net cord volley.
Great get from Hanisch.
Smart high lob by Floor Hanisch there. It got Annika back in, and then Sikora Lyon give up the net. And that's so important when you make that transition and you take over the net, is you've still got to maintain the speed of play. Shift over so you've got the right player in the right position, and Sikora saw the hole and went for it. Serve was long. And there's the break.
He was out.
So we're 2-all in the first set. And Mark, just quickly before Kui Lyon serves, she has opened up her own practice, a vet practice. It's
That's
a
exciting.
mobile. It's larklionmobilevet.net. And it's a progressive practice. She's very proactive. It's a mobile facility. So if you're in the area and you're looking for a vet, she's the one. Don't bring your cat down here, Mark. That's
Cats.
They don't travel well.
Sure, we have to take a moment to thank Ann
15
Sheedy,
love.
who in addition to being the executive director of the APTA is running the tournament in the absence of Shannon Vincent. And you know those brownies at lunch that were so good?
Yes.
Ann baked those.
Really?
Yeah.
15 all.
But Lyon Sikora all of a sudden kind of steadied the ship.
That's
great
just,
blitz from
that's just
Hanisch.
too good. I think Kui Lyon has a very good serve, but it's sitting up a little bit right now, and they may have to think about changing formation at net.
That was a fortuitous
30 all.
volley.
And Lyon graciously acknowledges. That's a very well placed lob by Annika van Starrenburg.
Great volley from Lyon.
Oof, nice rip.
Placement from Hanisch.
And that's the maturity that I see in
30-40.
Hanisch van Starrenburg's game, is their willingness to pick certain spots and set up the plays. But I expect Lyon and Sikora to be able to find those spots to keep it away from them. Ugh, rush that.
Great scrambling from Lyon Sikora to stay in it. But I don't know how long they can afford to have Lyon just serve and come in the standard formation.
That's exactly what I thought. Got to give up the net.
And again, they're getting too far behind in the point and having to recover.
Head out.
That point being an excellent example. They should be staying back, trying Australian, different formations.
Kui Lyon's got a lot of experience at playing top level paddle.
Game Hanisch von Starrenburg. They lead the first set 3-2.
And isn't it the hardest thing, Jerry, to recognize what's going on while you're in the middle of it?
Right, especially when the points are going so fast. The players are hitting the ball with a lot of pace, a lot of speed, and you really have to play within yourself. You have to manage that time. And both teams, this is the first time that they're seeing each other. They're trying to figure out where the strengths are, where to avoid, how to set up their strengths. All right, we have our roving reporter, Timo. He's going to be giving us updates on the scores on the other matches that are going on around the club here. We're at the Philadelphia Cricket Club.
Love 15.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful afternoon, Jerry. 4 great matches going on. Fun to watch.
Yeah. First Grand Prix Tour, APTA. So we see Floor serving. Annika, they're playing Australian.
15 all.
And that's out of respect for Sikora's return of serve. So they're trying to give it a different look.
There they catch Lyon blitzing. 15-all.
15-30.
Nice topspin on that forehand. And that's just a matter
15-40.
of she knew where she wanted to hit it. She wanted to get it there quickly,
Sorry,
but her
my mistake.
feet
30
weren't
all.
set.
Correct.
Could have really taken another second to really get set up a little bit more balanced to be more accurate on that. But the tendency is that quickly to get it in there.
30 all. Sorry.
30-all, Floor Hanisch serving. Up 3-2, first set, women's quarterfinals.
That's a great
That is just too
forehand.
good.
Great control, well
Head out.
spotted, right at that right hip. Cruz Warner up 3-2 first set over Delmonico Gebbia.
Barrett and Anika are up 3-1 against Dardis and Shea. Castani Morgan, they're still in the second game. Guillot and Molivel got the first game. Thank you, Timo. And they've got it. Sikora can see that opening and the ball goes over in the middle of the court. She can pull that ball
Game
down the line.
line,
Hanisch van Starrenburg have to
games to
shift to the
3.
right. They have to make Sikora hit cross court, highest part of the net, least amount of court, not straight down the line. Too good a forehand.
And all set up by the great
Love
lob from
15.
Kui Lyon.
That's the combination play.
Love 30.
Oof.
Great adjustment. So all of a sudden the server makes the
15-30.
returner hit the first volley.
It's just too much pace to hit a firm volley off of a drive.
So there are 2 consecutive points. Charlotte Sikora stayed back on her serve, won the first one, and they're now at the net in the second one without having to hit a risky first volley.
That's well-placed lob
15-40.
by Floor Hanisch. Got the short overhead, and Annika van Starrenburg was able to catch them in a shift, so you got a reaching error.
The back foot of Charlotte Sikora is very close to foot faulting.
Game Hanisch, von Starrenburg. They lead the set 4-3.
Guillaume Molenvold
Do a
out to
ball
a
change.
fast 4-love start, obviously playing
I
slightly better than they did in their
If I
first
can get out of
match.
my pocket.
They're a fun team to watch, Jerry. What do you account for Jessica Guillot's huge jump in her play in the last year and a half?
I think there's just a maturity that she is willing to stay in the points longer. I know that she enjoyed playing with Roxy Anika. I think that was the match that we did in Boston. Yeah. And then she played the Nationals with Kerry Delmonico, and I think just having that level of partner and a maturity in herself, she's seeing the court differently.
But have you ever seen another player who played the game as long as she has make the leap that she made?
No, I was talking to her. Yeah, I was talking to her on the interview that we did the match before, and I said it's very impressive. She's got to believe now.
Well, she came a point away from making finals of Nationals last year. That's a tough ball to hit. It looks like the right ball, but when you're traveling that far and you got to get your feet in the right position, it's really difficult shot on this small court. One of those sucker forehands.
(30-15).
30-15.
So Line's missing more returner serves than I've seen. It's usually one of her really strong, solid shots. She's looking into the sun. Let's see what she does here, because she really does bring that ball down low off of the serve and sets up Sikora for a blitz. Anyway, she took a little bit of pace off of that, and that's a smart move. She just got it over the net.
Well, Sikora's done a great job of spotting that forehand. She's taken advantage of the fact that Hanisch and Starrenburg aren't sliding enough.
The overhead that Hanisch and Starrenburg are hitting they've got to keep it away from that spot, because Sikora can take that ball from the middle of the court and hit it down the line, and she's catching them. Nice transition.
Cruz Warner serving for the first set against Delmonico Gebbia at 5-2.
Mark talking about the sisters,
Game, Lyon,
Cruz and Warner.
Sikora.
That's game. This is the first time they played together.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I was chatting to them at lunch. I said, "So you guys been practicing?" No, this is the first time we've played. How much fun is that?
It's great having Lauren Gebbia back. She's so talented. Okay, so we've had nothing but breaks of serve so far.
Love 15.
And that's a tennis shot from Charlotte Sikora. A little soft volley around them at the net. And there they are in the I formation. Smart.
All.
I'm surprised Flor Hanisch hung in there and didn't bail on that short forehand. Faults are really hurting both teams right now.
Nice blitz by Annika van Starrenburg. When she gets that ball above the level of the net, Lyon and Sikora would be best to get out of there. It's a little too much on the bottom of the ball, and that is 5-4. Hanisch van Starrenburg lead in the first set. We'd like to take a moment to thank Lyon, one of our national sponsors. Lyon is the leading distributor of shipping, industrial and packaging materials to businesses throughout North America. They ship over 2.5 million boxes every day, but they are so much more than a box company. More than 32,000 quality products are always in stock and ready to ship. Outstanding customer service means they're here when you need them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Lyon, the best selection, products, and people for an unforgettable customer experience.
Okay, Chair. First hole to serve wins.
15.
Got it. I
You
believe
got
so.
9 breaks in a row.
Right,
How did you handle the early season paddle with warm weather? Did you stay back more on serve?
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the pressure is on the server. The receiver has the advantage to begin with, and then on top of that, you add these warm temperatures. Now, Floor Hanisch has got to loosen her grip on the volley. When Sikora is ripping that ball that hard and it's that warm, you've got to have soft hands to absorb. So it's like a whack, boof.
Did you ever...
Right now, it's whack, whack, and you can't control it.
Did you ever stay back, not just on serve, but in the course of play?
If you're getting hurt with that shot, yes.
I mean, just the backcourt team is winning so many points. There's so much of the game is predicated on the fact that the net's an advantage. But in this type of weather, I don't know that it is.
And that's what Lyon does the best. See how she's moving the ball around, picking spots. She kind of damages you with that disguise and that exactness.
But do you think they should be staying back and not coming to net? Because again, you're seeing the net team losing all these points, so why do you want to be at the net? Dardis and Shea back to 3-all first set. Gio and Molleveld up 5-1 first set.
Against
10 breaks in a row.
Game, Lyon, Sikora.
Yeah, so it takes something different. So why come to the net when a lot of the points are ending in missed volleys? Why not just stay back?
You see Lyon there's giving her some experience to Charlotte Sikora. If anybody can figure it out, Lyon can.
15 love.
That's a well-placed lob which sets up Annika van Starrenburg. It's those
15.
combinations of shots.
Correction, love 30, sorry.
Love 30.
Love 35 all, first set.
$15.30.
Did you ever see a match, Jerry, where neither team wanted to come to net?
A women's match? No.
I've seen it happen a couple of times with the guys, where you can see four guys in the backcourt. It's interesting.
And we saw that at Patterson that one year where the sun was just so blinding that they were trying to bait each other to coming into the net because you couldn't really see it to hit the lob. But
I mean, here I think you're just much better off staying in the backcourt and not coming to net.
again, Charlotte's got a lot more time than she realizes to get her feet under her in better position and be more accurate with the overhead. She knows exactly what she wants to do with it, and she's trying to do it too quickly. So I've got Hanisch van Starrenburg up 6-5 in the first set, and it's pretty quick. It's pretty quick. I thought it might be a little longer points, but I think part is just it's early in the season, a little bit of nerves. It's warm, and neither team has played each other.
So 5-all. Delmonico Gebbia back from the brink. We're going to switch to that match, Jerry, after this first set?
15.
Oh, just a little bit of
15 all.
impatience there.
15 all.
Yeah, we're going to try and set up a second camera over there and switch back and forth as we go along today.
Great lob from Lyon.
And she handled that roller overhead from Hanisch. Oh.
That was a smart shot at the let cord winner.
15-30.
She is a savvy player, Jerry. You're right.
She is. And she is a gracious competitor. Always a pleasure.
We played almost 12 games in 35 minutes. Okay, set point for Hanisch van Starrenburg. That was a ball that Sikora should have let go to the wires.
Deuce.
Oh, van Starrenburg wants that one back.
Nice sequence of shots by Sikora. And she's must have missed that long.
Yep, call confirmed by the chair umpire. Set point number 2.
And in.
Game in first set. Hanisch van Starrenburg, 7 games to 5.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment after these messages right here on the APTA network presented by eNet Live.
Elizabeth.
Stephen.
I can't believe I caught you.
You came back. I knew you'd come back.
I have to ask you something.
Anything.
What is the Netflix password?
I love Stephen.
I love Stephen. It's all lowercase, one word?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You gotta get it to get it.
See ya.
Watch movies, TV shows, and exclusive series instantly.
When it's your job to protect the world's greatest nation, It's your responsibility to solve the world's greatest challenges. This is why we search for the best and brightest, why we train for every eventuality, on land and water, in the air, space, and even cyberspace. We operate in a complex world with one simple mission: win.
Welcome back to the APTA Grand Prix Series. We are watching the women's quarterfinal match here.
After the ball after this one.
Hanisch and Van Starrenburg just won the first set off of Lyon and Sikora. And we're going to switch over to another quarterfinal match. And Lauren Mandel is going to give us the update because she's been watching that first set. So, Lauren?
It's been a very interesting match. Delmonico and Gebbia won the first couple games, and then Cruz and Warner went up 5-2, and then it was 5-all, and now it's 6-5 for the Cruz sisters. Delmonico and Gebbia have done a lot of strategizing. They've pretty much given up the net and are staying back and trying to catch the Cruzes, Warner and Cruz in transition. They just felt like they were better off giving up the net and not. I mean, Cruz and Warner were just whacking the ball through them, and now they've had a lot more luck. They've had a lot more success. They won 4 of the last 5 games, or
and
3 of the last 4 games.
15,
Which
40.
of the sisters is playing the ad side?
Liz.
Liz Cruz, okay.
It's interesting, Jerry, because that's what we talked about at our match.
Yep.
That maybe the net isn't an
Balls
attractive place to be as Kui Lyon loses serve quickly and
Games are
coming
6
in.
all.
So I really
First set,
admire that type of
12-point
ingenuity
tiebreaker.
and
Delmonico
flexibility
to
in
start.
terms of play.
Well, Delmonico is an excellent strategizer, and as you can see, she's serving. They're staying back. I mean, there have been points where all 4 of them have been at the backcourt because Cruz and Warner, if they come in on not a good ball, then Lauren Gebbia just lines up and hits it through them.
And that was the first point in the tiebreak, won by Cruz Warner. They're up 1-love in the tiebreak.
All right, thank you, Lauren. All right, I'm going to bring you an update now. Guillaume and Mollivel just won the first set, 6-3 against over Castani and Morgan. And Barrett and Anika took the first set off of our number 1 seeds, Dardison
Cruz Warner, 2-0.
So we've got some good matches going on out there. Thank you, Timo.
So there you have all 4 players exchanging ground strokes in the backcourt.
Cruz
Mr.
Warner,
Delmonico,
3-0.
that's 3-love. Cruz Warner.
Never seen so much all 4 people in the back.
It's interesting, Jerry, because that's exactly what we were talking about earlier, and you have 4 players
About
staying
all 4
back.
players staying back.
Yeah.
It's warm. They can all rip the ball, so it's really hard to keep those volleys in the court. You have
Cruz
to have
Warner,
really soft
4-0.
hands, and you can't be volleying up at all. It'll just fly. And then you see Miriam Cruz moving in, but giving up the net right away.
Cruz Warner, 4-1.
Yeah, 4-1 in the tiebreak. First set. Kerry Delmonico is in the red hat, returning serve.
Cruz Warner, 5-1.
And there's an unforced error there.
Cruz Warner, 6-1. Cruz Warner, 6-2.
Going after that same spot over and over with their drives. And that's the first set.
Game in first set.
7-6
Cruz,
to Cruz
Warner.
and Warner.
7 games to 6.
Over Delmonico, Gabbia. So now we're going to bring you back.
2-love, second set. Hanisch van Starrenburg. I believe it's love 15 in this game.
You see any adjustments, Mark, in those 2 games for Lyon and Sikora?
No, just keep coming in. Hanisch has hit a couple of hard overheads like that, which Sikora's tried to handle off the deck and has missed. Oh, that was a wild backhand.
Love 30.
Yeah, this is going down the, what do you say, Jerry? The water's going down the drain?
Down the drain fast, yeah.
And that's left to right, not right to left?
I'm Australian, so it's the southern hemisphere.
Yeah.
That's the way we rotate, too. Nice spin break on that overhead. Hanisch did well to handle it.
Great blitz from Van Starrenburg.
Love 40.
So what made it a great blitz was that she kept the ball low and came in quickly, so the volley was, she was volleying the ball when it was above the level of the net.
And that's her game.
Yeah, and that's not the blitz where you want to come in
40.
and have to volley up, but it's so hard. It takes so much self-control and discipline to let that ball go through.
Great volley from Sikora to keep it low.
Yeah,
So still
see.
too much conventional paddle. Serve, come in, first volley. And that's killing them.
And you can also see Hanisch van Starrenburg are relaxing into it. Starting to fill their shots.
So
see
Dardish
the
Shea
court.
lost the first set. Is that the first time ever, Jerry?
We're going to switch now.
This is how they play tournaments.
They never win the first set.
This is how they play.
We're even.
Let me guess, they'll be down a break in the second, they'll be down a break in the third, and then it'll be 5-all in the third.
They enjoy the puzzle of climbing out of holes.
And against Bernd and Anika, you know they're going to have to be slowing it down.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that first set, they're probably looking at a lot of pace. They haven't seen this team before, obviously. Nobody has, because they're playing their first tournament.
Oh, heads up, heads up. Let.
Okay, Annika van Starrenburg to serve, and this is almost a must game for Lyon Sikora.
Love 15.
Just want to give a shout out to our tournament director here at the Philadelphia Cricket Club, Scott Falatek, and his team.
Love 30.
And this is when it gets hard to serve it out, Mark.
Especially in the warm weather.
Yep. It's right in the strike zone that Kui Lyon likes, about
Love 40.
shoulder high. And she really caught the outside line there on that return of serve, but it's always dipping down. Love 40.
$15.40.
And Sikora just needs to slow down on that.
Yeah, I was
She
thinking
went
the
with the
exact
speed of
same
play and
thing,
just
Jerry.
Throw up a lob. You know, it was too much bam, bam, bam.
You know what it is? It's playing paddle at a level where that's successful. Somebody misses the second or the third shot. And then she jumps up in a level against a former national champion, and they make that. And then she's going a little too fast and misses.
3 games to 1.
They hang in there with a break.
Well, that kind of hurts 3 faults in that game.
And a missed lob.
So it's important right now that they shake that off. Kui Lyon serving. So 1-3.
Love 15.
It's a little bit of an epidemic right now on the serving the faults.
Well, all the more reason to stay back. There's no pressure to get a good serve in if you're staying back. I just think there are too many unnecessary risks involved with coming to net.
Love 40.
Kui's being a very gracious host as she reciprocates the 3-fault game.
I told you she was a good spot.
You're right. I don't know if the serve was good there or what.
Well,
Looked like they
was
stopped.
2 crazy games.
They lead 4 sets to 1. 4 games to 1.
Yeah, the sun may be a factor.
Easy, easy.
But again, if the sun's bad, stay back.
Don't listen to me.
Get your partner to stay back.
What point are you trying to make here, Mark?
I don't know,
just wanna
Jerry.
be really clear on what you're saying here.
To me, it's the beauty of the game.
Yes.
It's adjusting to the conditions and being smart. And the smart thing is to stay in the backcourt because that's the team that's winning majority of the points. And we haven't seen that adjustment, honestly, from either team in this match. And it's interesting that you see such stark adjustments on the next court and very little here. Castani Morgan up 2-1 second set. Over Guillaume Molenveld. And Cruz Warner won the first game of the second set against Delmonico Gebbia.
And you see Kui Lyon just taking a little bit off of her swing there and making sure she picked her spot, went right through the middle. And she doesn't hit it hard, so there's no way they can run it down and get it back off the screen. It's just well placed, great speed. Little confusion there.
Which will probably help them win the point.
So you saw that lob, and Charlotte Sikora did a great job of, she really had to go behind Kui Lyon and cover her there on the overhead, which means there was an opening somewhere else on the court.
Game, Lyon, Sikora. Hanisch van Starrenburg. Lead 4 games to 2.
It's another game. I'm sure they're all discussing how their serving is going right now.
Love.
Sikora and Lyon are doing a good job keeping the pressure.
15 all.
I don't think Sikora and Lyon have held serve the entire match, Jerry.
That's a well-placed lob, and there's the opening.
Great ball.
So when one player's got to chase all the way behind, they've got to hit that
15-30.
overhead slower and deeper so that the team has
15-30.
time to reset. Hanisch van Starrenburg took advantage of that chase.
We played that point before, didn't we?
30 all.
Another real good volley from Sikora, keeping it low, combating the Van Starrenburg blitz.
Hanisch has got to tell Van Starrenburg that she's there and just let that ball go through so she can throw up a lob. It's great that you've got the roller, but when you've got somebody that's got the foot speed of Floor Hanisch, it's bringing her so close with a high ball that you've got to really give up the net. She's going to be able to drive that ball, and it's just too hard to keep the volleys in the court.
Well, the risk reward is just so bad trying to make that volley.
Two well-placed overheads by Annika van Starrenburg. Beautiful lob down the line, Kui Lyon. That's a good spot. These lobs, they're picking great spots on their lobs. You can see how close to the net Kui Lyon is, waiting for that drive, but it's making her a little bit susceptible to the lob over her left shoulder.
Great point there from Lyon and Sikora, and they save a baby match point. Would have gone down 5-2.
Head out.
Change of pace there. Floor hit a dipper returner serve.
Deuce.
So this is a must-hold game here for Lyon Sikora. Oh, I'm not sure what happened there, but she stayed back. I think it bounced off of her paddle on the way
Yeah, I think
through,
it hit her
right?
on the way past.
Yeah. Break point for a 5-2 lead.
Game, Hanisch von Starrenburg. They lead the second set 5-2.
And we'd like to thank another one of our national sponsors, Viking. Viking Athletics is a premier brand and the undisputed leader in platform tennis. Viking is platform tennis. The Viking Extra Duty Platform Ball has been the #1 selling ball in the industry for the last 20 years. It is the official ball of the APTA Nationals and President's Cup, and of all the Grand Prix Tour. The official paddle of the APTA, engineered to provide superior feel and the perfect balance of power, control, spin, and durability. And we thank Viking.
Okay, so Annika van Starrenburg will serve for the match at 5-2. Second set. Hanisch has really hurt Sikora with that hard overhead. She continues to try and play it off the deck and has not been able to control it. Smart play by Van Starrenburg, staying back. Misses the lob long, takes us to 15 all.
$15-30.
Swing and a miss.
30 all.
You diagram that for me later?
Yeah.
I have that shot incidentally.
I hope you haven't been practicing it.
Took years to get it to that point. 2 points from the match.
It was the right time to try it.
Right shot, love the commitment.
30-40.
And I love the adjustment by Annika van Starrenburg staying back on serve.
I think they might have got the message from you, Mark.
No, if they got the message from me, they wouldn't have been coming in it at all.
Deuce.
2 points from the match again. Hanisch is going to take that first short overhead really hard right at Sikora.
It's the placement of Lyon's lobs. It's just phenomenal.
There's a ball that Van Starrenburg let go through. Cruz Warner up 4-love in the second set over Delmonica Gebbia.
Nice transition there. We're at match point.
Add in.
And kudos to Annika van Starrenburg and Floor Hanisch for figuring out they had to change it up. Annika hasn't come in at any of her serves this game. And there it is, game, set, and match. Hanisch van Starrenburg, 7-5, 6-2.
They win the second set, 6-2 in the
All right,
match.
so Mark, while we wait for Lauren Mandel, she's going to go down onto the court and interview Hanisch and Van Starrenburg. Interesting, you know, the temperature, the time of year, and there was sort of a lot of faulting. We had a lot of transition play. And you see, this is the way the game is going.
It was interesting to me, Jerry, with these two matches on successive courts, the strategy employed on one, where they recognized the issues with being at the net and coming in, and that being the Cruz Warner match with Delmonico Gebbia, and then the failure to do it on this court.
So just an update on that. Cruz Warner won the first set against Delmonico Gebbia 7-6, and they're up 4-love in the second set. And with Castani Morgan, Guillaume Molleveld took the first set 6-3, and it's 3-all in the second set. And Bernd Anika, Dardis and Shea, Bernd Anika got the first set 6-4, and they're up 4-2 in the second.
So Dardis and Shea are down a set in the break.
They're on their way back.
Nowhere else they'd rather be.
This is their favorite part. All right, so let's maybe take a look at the draw. So you see it, Hanisch van Starrenburg will go through. They're now in the semifinals, and we'll be bringing you the semifinals. It's scheduled for 3:30, but it really will depend on what happens with the other match. They're waiting for the winner of Castani Morgan and Guillaume Molleveld. And then we've got Cruz Warner, Delmonico Gebbia, which we're going to switch over to if it's still going after this interview.
It's 5-love Cruz Warner right now.
So Mark, the men's match kicks off tomorrow.
Yep. Lots of new